Greetings from the St. Mark Community Church. Actually, I'm doing this particular Wednesday update from my home. So learning that new technology, very pleased that the Lord has blessed us in such a way that we can communicate with you in your homes no matter where we are. Once again, I'm glad to report that God is still on the throne. Again, this too shall pass, and this was no surprise at all to the God whom we serve. We're still having protests all around the country as a result of George Floyd's death in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the hands of the police. It's interesting that this particular movement seems to be continuing. So continue to pray that the Lord will intercede and deal with this issue of police brutality and deaths in the black community at the hands of those who are supposed to be serving us. Certainly, we remind you that not all police are bad. Most police do their jobs, do it well, put their lives in danger. But we have to, as a community, address the few bad apples and ensure that the police police themselves. And when a policeman steps out of order, he is no greater than the law that all of us have to serve. And indeed, he will have to pay the price just as anyone else would. We're still getting those George Floyd shirts. If you're interested, actually we have 9. We only need 1 more in order to place that order. Those shirts are $13 each. If you're interested, please let me know or let Brother Collins know. As you know, the cases of COVID-19 is continuing to rise. In the world, we have 14,706,000 cases. That's worldwide, with 609,000, almost 610,000 deaths. Within the United States, we have 3,830,000 over that cases, with 140,000, almost 141,000 deaths at the present time. In California, 398,000 cases, with 7,773 deaths in California. In Solano County, our county, we have 2,759 cases. We've had 34 deaths. Now, it's important to recognize and to acknowledge that any single death is a tragedy. So we have to be mindful, certainly of our seniors and anyone who has underlying conditions. The governor has commanded, and not advised, but it is the law now, that you have to wear a mask anytime you're going to be around anyone within 6 feet or in public places and inside of buildings. And we want to be obedient to the laws that we serve. Here in California, we have just moved in what's called the red zone, which means our cases are increasing. Hospitalizations are increasing. So it's important again for us to be careful and to watch ourselves. Sister Brown and I recently, as I indicated prior, were tested ourselves. We came back negative. We're continuing to do those things that will keep us from being positive. And so what we're doing is encouraging our members to go and be tested as well. You need to know whether or not you've been exposed, and if you've been exposed, whether or not you've had it. OptoServe is doing its testing for free here in California. There is a phone number you can call if you're interested in being tested. That number is 888-634-1123. I'm going to repeat that. 888-634-1123. And that number is on our website. We want to encourage you to go and be tested, so for your safety and for your knowledge. Again, Californians who are in the African American community, Latino, Native Hawaiian, or Pacific Islander, we are experiencing disproportionately more deaths for our share of the population. And in fact, Latinos right now, in terms of cases and deaths, is almost half of all the cases in California. So indeed, we have to be careful to protect those in our society who are most in danger, those who are 65 and older, those with underlying health conditions. These are the most vulnerable. So I share this information not to frighten you, but certainly to inform you. We ask that you might continue to keep our nation in prayer, because we've all been impacted by the virus. And not only has it impacted our health, Many businesses are going under, and that again is going to impact the black businesses especially. So if you know of any African American businesses, black businesses, if you can support them, we want to encourage you to do so. Continue to pray for our leaders, our country's leaders, our county's leaders, because they're making decisions that will impact our lives. Continue to pray for those who are on the front lines in hospitals, within the county infection control, fire, police, postal workers, delivery persons, and our grocery clerks. All of those we want to keep in our prayer, for they are putting their lives at risk each time they go out to work. We want to continue to pray for our own Sister Moore, Missionary Anderson, Missionary Kuti, Sister Faye, all of those who are working and exposing themselves. We want to recognize Deacon Reese. Went to meet him the other day. Deacon Reese turned 98 years old, 98 years young. In fact, he is doing quite well. So we want to continue to keep him up in our prayers. Not finally, but I'm just about done for this week's update. Neelan has completed his book that he was writing for Bishop Richardson, his grandfather-in-law. It's an autobiography. Neelan has ghostwritten it for his autobiography. They are now available. If you're interested in getting one of those, it's only $15. If you're interested in getting one of the first books Neelan has wrote. The name of the book is He Made a Way Out of No Way. And indeed, God has made a way out of no way. I want to remind you, we're still holding prayer meetings each Tuesday at 12 noon. On Wednesday and Thursday nights, we're still having Bible study at 7 p.m. via conference call. And on Sunday morning, Bible study is 8:45, 10 o'clock, our regular services. So again, we're happy to report that again, at least at St. Mark, we have had no reported cases of the coronavirus in our conversation so far. So we have much to be grateful for, much to be thankful for. Again, I'm grateful for the technology that God has given us that allows us to continue to broadcast our services and continue for you to join us in your homes. And so in terms of the Wednesday update, we will speak to you again next week. We're going to be on vacation, so we're going to be out of town. I'll be speaking to you from Wichita, Kansas on next week doing our church update. So continue to pray for us even as we continue to pray for you. God bless you and God keep you is my prayer.